Hi everyone. So, in today's session, we are going to run our test case using the programmatic APM server. In the earlier session, we were manually running the APM server, and that's not the right approach. Since we are automating things, we want to automate everything. So, let's automate our APM server. Open the Eclipse IDE. It will take some time to launch the IDE. Let's wait for some time. I'm going to use my already created workplace. So if you have any doubt like how to create the project and how to add the dependencies, you can watch my earlier sessions. In this session, we are going to continue with our already created code. So let's do it. Um, so in earlier session, what we did was we were using this code and we were running our APM server using the command prompt, and we were able to launch our application. But now we won't be using this approach, we'll be doing it programmatically. For that, we are going to use the service provided by the APM, that is APM Service Builder. Hmm. Type the APM Service Builder. Okay, just give the instance name the same as the name for the service and just create new instance APM Service Builder. Okay, let's okay. Now, first thing that we need to add for our service builder is to provide the file, and that file should be of it will be available in the node.js file. So earlier when we installed our node.js, we have gotten one file that was stored in the local disk C. So you can simply go to this path. You can find the hidden file, that is app data, and go to the roaming part, and here you might have to find npm. Yeah, here it is. Go to the node modules, go to the apm library, and here we have this file. So this file contains some function that we need for running our apm servers programmatically. It will happen somehow. So we are going to add this file using the with apm gs. Okay, just simply add this file. Okay, add the file name too. That was the javascript file, so main.js has been appended. Here you can see it. Its name is main and it's a javascript file, so .js extension is added to it. Okay, now it is done. And next, okay, one more thing. Since we are adding a file, so we have to use new file instance for it to transfer it properly to with apm.js function. That's it. We have added the file. Now, our next step is to provide the URL. For that, first we will be adding our this part, and that is the IP address. So, with IP address, what is the IP address for our APM server? This part. So let's provide it as a string, and next thing is to provide the port number. So what is the port number? It is 4723. This port number. Okay, now what left is to build the service. To build it properly, okay, we are getting one error and it's saying change type of service to APM driver local server. No issues. I'll change it and it's done. Now, our next step is to now we have created the service. Since we want to run our APM service, we have to start the service. So for that, we have function service dot start. Okay, it is done. Now next part is to we have started the service. It will run the driver, it will run the APK eventually. At the end of the day, what we have started, we should end it too. So that's why I'm going to stop the service. I'm going to quit the driver. This is our responsibility. So now our code is completed. Let's see if we are able to run our APK using the APM servers without instantiating it manually. Let's see. It's doing something in the background. Let's see if it's working or not. Okay, it is getting one error. Cannot use import statement outside a module. And the issue is somewhere for the it it is the issue with the node.js file. Okay, I got it. We can resolve this issue by adding the driver executable. It is not able to find out some functions. So to resolve that issue, let's add a node.js file. And to find the location of our node.js file, if you have or earlier if you provided the location for node.js was something custom, then you can navigate to that folder, but by default node.js is saved in local disk C program files, and here somewhere it is node.js. Okay, so there must be somewhere the executable file. Can you see it? Yeah, this one. Okay, so let's copy this path. mm, you can use it here, and at the end just write node.exe. Okay, what's the issue with this function? Let me just check it once. Hmm. Oh, now I know why it's giving an error. Since we are passing the file, we need to use the instance for the new file. Okay, we are gonna use the instance for the file and it will be able to pass the file properly. Okay, issues resolved. Now let's try to run it again and let's see if it's working or not. Let us see how it goes. Mm, why it is again giving the same error? Mm, we have provided the path for the driver executable. We have also provided the path for file. Still it's giving an error. Must be some issue with file. Okay, let me update it. Might be the issue with my entries. Okay, it's Edit some things. Can just remove these extra forward slashes. There should only be two slashes at each mentions. Okay, let's try it again. It is doing something in the background. I don't know if it's gonna be able to run it or not, but somehow it's doing something. Socket hang up. Hmm. Let's see if it's gonna be able to start. Okay, it was able to run the app and it was able to close the service. It was a very less time. We were not able to observe the application properly, but we at least we were able to launch the application. So our issue is resolved. We were able to load it properly. Okay, then we can go to the next part, I guess. I'll be just copying this mages file location because it's needed every time. Let's just copy it programmatically. Run the IPM server. Okay, we were able to do it properly. Now our next step is to add this launching things, this launching code, add it into a separate file. See, we normally when we write the test cases, we want to only focus on writing the test case. We don't want to launch the APM server again and again, and we don't want to write this code in every test case. So to make it reusable, I'm going to create one class. So let's just create one package first. Give it a name of utilities. Utilities. Okay, finish it up. Add one more thing. Add the new class under this utility for package. We are going to create one class and that should be the base. Base test. Base test is fine. Okay. Now we're going to add two functions over here. First one is configure public void configure apm. So or just configure is fine. Now and we are going to use this code, just copying it and commenting it here and add this code over here, right? One thing that we can do to make it more proper, since we are going to use this instance in many other things, many other functions, so just separate it out, just control X and add it in the class only, so that we can use it somewhere else too without instantiating again. So just give service here only, service. Okay, and we can do the same for the driver since we are going to use it again and again. So just write driver over here and add it on the class. Okay, it's done. We are able to use it. Okay, there's some exception is missing, so we can add it to. Okay, error is gone. Now our next step is to stop the service, right? um for that we can create another function, public void stop service. Okay, okay, now here we can add the stopping service part. Just control C and comment it from here. Now mm, go to the base test class, add this code over here. Okay, it's done. So as you can see, when I added on these instances over here, I was able to use it in the this class and this. Yes, okay, then I will update it in the both the functions. So yeah, okay, then next thing we can do is we have separated the code, so our functions are ready, we can use it here. For that you need to extend this class, this base test class, to make the connection between two classes, and packages are also different, so we need to use the extents. I hope you are aware about the inheritance. So basically, the inheritance rule for Java is that if you want to extend any functionality from other class, you need to use the extends function. You need to import it. I have imported it, so I can use, like, now I can directly use this configure function. uh, then go to this part. You can directly call this function, like whatever you have done over here, just right, this function will be called, but that's not the right way. Like first, normally when we want to invoke any function, we can do it in this way, but for the test cases part, there is another way. We can use the annotation of testng, that is at the rate before class, before class. So it will be automatically running this configure function before the class. uh, One sec, let me just resolve this error, add this import, and yeah, that's done. So whichever class is extending base test class, this function will run in that before running any test case of this class. So first this will run, then our function launch app test 2 will be running. So first APM server will be instantiated, everything will be done, app will be launched, and then we can, in this class, we can only focus on the test cases, right? Now we have started our service, everything is done, but we also want to stop the service, right? So we can invoke this function after class. So after class, right, just hover over it at the import part, so it's done. Now we have separated our utilities in the base test class. Now we can write our test cases that we will be doing in next session. Thank you.